Everyone, welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. We have a great show with Amy Beth Elizabeth Franks, who's the owner, managing member of the Gourmet Shop. And we talk on all different aspects of what it was like for her to buy the shop, open it, run it. She has 65 employees right now. And she brought us some great food as well that I ate during the podcast. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for listening. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom, as always, and we are Columbia's hottest and fastest growing podcast. Thanks for listening. For those of you who are new or haven't heard this before, one of the reasons why we started this was we knew there was so many cool people in Columbia, and we just wanted to meet them and expose them to the community. So here we are, over 120 episodes in, and we have a great guest today. We have Amy Beth Elizabeth Franks.
How did I know that would come up?
And you are the owner of the Gourmet Shop in 5 Points.
Yep.
At the Gourmet Shop, 5 Points is all your social media handles, right?
Yep.
And you share the infamous alley with Village Idiot Pizza.
Yes. I can vouch that it is back there. We share it, and it is not a place you want your first kiss. So
No, who would go back there to kiss?
it's pretty bad.
So you think some of your staff are out there smooching sometimes?
I mean, I've seen some things.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
what kind of stuff? Fill us in.
St. Pat's is definitely the most active day in the alley.
Okay.
We have since learned to put private T-shirt security at the opening of the alley.
Oh.
And so we didn't have as much activity there this year.
Right.
But I'm sure you can imagine.
Oh God, yeah.
Like drugs,
No
makeout
clothes.
sessions.
You know, a lot of restroom breaks.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, just adult activity.
Oops, I fell on your wiener.
Yeah. Is this family friendly? Yep.
Not that family friendly.
Yeah, I've seen some things back there. You know, they filmed a movie back there.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Like a documentary?
No, it was. I don't know anything about it, which is terrible. It was in the 90s, I believe.
way.
Big Bry guy could probably tell you more. But I want to say Kevin Bacon maybe was in it.
Wow.
So if you notice, our alley is painted, just the bottom half of all of the walls in the alley, just what was in the shot. It's all painted white, and then everything above that is just a mess.
And someone just said one day that alley looks like a great spot to film.
You know, I wasn't there. It was a little before my time,
Yeah.
but I can imagine that they just saw it and were like, we got to have it.
Nice.
And so tell us about your beginnings, your starting of this journey.
So I am not from Columbia. Moved here for school in 2005 at the University of South Carolina,
No clue what you were going to do.
and no intention
Yeah.
of staying in Columbia. Not that there was anything wrong with Columbia. I just didn't think I would be here longer than 4 years. I graduated during the recession and was the only person I knew that had a job. It was pretty tough.
Right.
I was waiting tables at California Dreaming, and I waited on then Governor Mark Sanford, and he offered me a job. So I started working for the governor
Wait, he was like, you're serving this loaf of bread. And
like a badass.
like a
and I said,
We need you.
I know, and thank you. Can
he
I
knows
get
how to
you more
spot
tea?
talent.
No, it was, you know, it's wild how it all happened, but I waited on
That's
him
cool.
and his wife Jenny and their kids, and they were great, and I was very familiar with him being our governor, and you know, he's a fiscal conservative, and the Low
Yeah.
Country where I'm from, you know, he's very popular down there.
Nice.
So when he offered me a job, I was elated and worked in the governor's office for a long time, and then left to be the director of 5 Points. Yeah,
What's the director of 5 Points?
You look
And
so
how do
shocked.
Well, and how do we get that? I didn't even know there was a director of 5
there?
Points.
There
I didn't
is
either.
currently,
Really?
and I served as the director for 7 years.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to how you got hired
Okay.
from serving, because
You don't think that I'm that great of a
well,
server?
there's a lot of times I could see you being above average.
Above average. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me today.
But I think when I meet someone who I know is really good at their job, and I think, oh, I want to hire that person, which I've thought that many times before. They went the extra mile, they did the extra thing. But I'm wondering what you think it was. For anyone that's a server out there who wants to get into politics,
Gosh.
what are your tips?
Well, as a restaurant owner, I think it's great when your servers are present but not aggressive.
Right.
Not too much.
Right.
They're they're available, but they're not in your face. Just being friendly, being personable. I don't know. I don't really remember a whole lot about that interaction other than I got mailed a letter from him saying,
Is that how it happened?
yeah.
Did he say anything to you at the time?
Well, they were just asking, are you a student? Which every table at California Dreaming for 4 years
Right.
asked me if I'm a student. They don't ask me that anymore at the Gourmet shop, but they always want to know where you're from, what you're doing, what your plans are, and at that time it was a recession and nobody had a job, and I think people were feeling badly for college grads, and he asked me, or Jenny asked me, what I was doing next, and I said I was working on it, and that was how
kidding.
it sort of started.
Did he ask you if you're a fiscal conservative?
No,
Or
but you can just tell.
you know.
If you know, you know.
You know? That's sweet.
that
So,
is
but
sweet.
wait, what? So he got your mailing address? Like,
So
The whole story doesn't
not
make
an
sense
email,
yet.
not a cell phone, not a.
Well, I didn't have cards at the time, but I think they asked me for my contact info to stay in touch.
And you were like, "Here's my house."
Well, and the governor does that a
Let
lot.
me write it on your hand in 2009.
The governor will meet people at events, whatever person is serving as governor, and their handler will collect personal information, and then they'll often send a note or a card or some sort of
Gotcha.
communication after.
That's been lost. I don't know. Does that happen still, do you think?
Well, I haven't worked in politics in a long time, but I think the politicians that really care and the politicians that maybe have ambitions to be politicians for a long time, maybe they still keep that going.
Yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy-to-get-to locations, one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4health.com.
It's a good move to collect data back then. Nowadays, you can just call somebody, but
We need a handler that just goes around collecting information
You
for
do need a
everybody that
handler.
we're
we
gonna
need.
need your information.
You need a handler. What do we think that person's qualifications will be?
That's
Great at waitressing,
I'm just gonna come to your.
learned
I'm
that.
coming to your
you may
shop.
not think that they're good by looking at them, but they actually
but
are
above
good.
average.
Above average. That
We're gonna
is
put
terrible.
an Indeed post. Are you above average at waitressing? Apply here to be our
If you're too good, though, we don't want you. 'Cause
That's the risk.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not from Columbia. Where are you from?
Somerville.
Oh, Somerville.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you familiar? I know.
Charleston area, right?
Yes.
Yep.
It's in the
It's-
Low Country, about an hour and a half away.
It's growing, right? Is it kind
Tremendously.
of what is it like Lexington of Columbia?
So
Like it's the Lexington to Columbia. It's the Somerville is the Lexington to Charleston.
I'd
that
say
make
that's
sense?
pretty accurate, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like
Like a lot of
I'm not
growth.
qualified to necessarily say that, but so Somerville was originally sort of formed when people that lived in Charleston were trying to avoid getting malaria. So they would retreat inland. Somerville is the town of the pines, and so they would retreat inland to try to keep safe from malaria. And that's sort of how that community started growing. But born and raised, I love it.
Is there a lot of horses there? I feel like there's a lot of horses.
I'm not a horse girl, so I'm not super sure, but I don't think there's any more horses
What
there
about-
than anywhere else.
I was thinking like, isn't polo, like is polo a big thing there?
No. That is a ridiculous question. And, no, I mean, where is
I
polo?
got to get better information. My handler has to give me better information.
This is
for
your handler's fault. Totally agree. And I don't know anyone that plays polo.
Really?
Do you?
No, I don't.
a
But that's
lost
why I was like, I
sport.
thought maybe it was
not.
in Somerville.
It's European.
Should
I
we
think.
start like a rec league?
That'd be cool.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
great.
I don't like horses. I just
Not a horse
I'm just
guy.
not into it.
They scare me a little bit. They make me nervous.
The number of people who got injured, and we would always learn in chiropractic school when they were talking about the top bone in the neck, the Christopher Reeve story where he fell off
Is
his
that
horse and
the
landed on
Atlas?
his head. The Atlas,
Yes.
yeah.
She knows anatomy
Wow.
too.
Thank you. Well, I recently went to Albany to see I went with my boyfriend. He was going to see a chiropractor in Albany that specializes in Atlas.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like Atlas orthogonal.
Yeah, there's,
Probably.
I guess, like a handful of
Yes.
ones in Spartanburg. Yeah.
Very small amount, yeah.
I see you're impressed that I knew the Atlas.
That
Thank
is
you.
cool.
Thank you.
So it comes from Greek mythology. Atlas was the one that held the world on his hands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
it's like the bone that holds your skull.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's like the key to your overall health, right?
yes. Well, yeah, and when he fell off his horse, that bone is really susceptible to being broken if you fall on
You were
your
like,
head.
screw it. Never a horse for me.
And then I
So
came.
then-
I moved here from Canada, where in Canada you wear a helmet when you ride your bicycle, you wear a helmet when you're on a horse.
We
and
wear a
here
helmet.
Canadians,
Hey,
so
wears a
safe.
helmet when he drives his cars.
Do you want to get your helmet now?
I don't.
Do you feel safe?
Fairly safe, but I wouldn't let my kids get on a horse without a helmet.
Yeah. Well, that's good parenting, I think.
Right. That's what I tell Tom that.
I'm just
You letting people out
no,
here
no,
just
no.
ride around with
Horse. I
no-
think you should wear a helmet on a horse. I'm on board with that. Motorcycle helmet makes sense.
Yep.
He's saying a casual stroll on a bicycle, like around your block. He's throwing a helmet on. Like you're
How
not
good of a bicycler or how
You're not competing. You're
How good of
cruising.
drivers are there in Colombia?
You're just
well,
cruising.
considering I saw a car on fire on 2 Notch on my way here.
And
not
Tom,
the best.
Tom saw a
Police
high-speed police chase on the way here.
but those are rare.
I mean,
Come
I'm
on.
not worried
a helmet's
about-
not going to
Those are
help.
rare.
Helmet's not
And if the car was on fire, the helmet really wouldn't
right.
help.
See, you'd be trapped. Actually,
You would be trapped. It
want
honestly
air.
sounds dangerous.
good point. See, you never know when there's going to be fire and you can't breathe. You need fresh
You
air.
need
You
your
don't wanna be
helmet off
stuck in the helmet.
immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you need a fire extinguisher and a helmet like in your go bag.
When you're
Yes.
if you're bike riding in Colombia, I do feel like you need protection.
I will pray about it.
All right, so tell us. I saw that the Gourmet Shop was established in 1979. Randy was what, 15
Dude, I was
years old, or how old were you?
Yeah,
in
I'm
1979?
I'm 64 now, so
You were not alive. So tell us the story.
I
of-
was not.
Tell us the story of the Gourmet Shop and kind of all of that.
Yeah, so it was originally started by Dennis and Linda Hiltner, husband and wife that grew it to what it is now because it originally started off as a liquor store.
Really?
Saluda Avenue Liquor. Saluda Avenue Beer and Wine, something like that. Oh, Dennis is going to be so mad. Saluda Avenue Liquor. And he would, deliver kegs in the back of his truck. And
Nice.
The drinking age was younger then than it is now. And then it just sort of grew from there. And the cafe actually grew so organically that it was just to feed the staff at
Really?
the beginning. Yeah. So it just grew and grew and grew. The space that we have now is actually 6 parcels, like 6 different spaces. So we've just grown
Right.
and taken over. So it's a really great place. And they've created something really special there that I'm just trying not to mess up.
And then you took it over in what year?
2019.
2019. Okay, and then COVID hits.
So I bought it in February, February of 19. I had it for exactly a year. And then that was when COVID hit. So that
Did you
was fun.
shit yourself? Like what
I
happened?
cried in the alley, the infamous alley,
Yeah.
every day for months.
Right.
It was like, I got to go to the alley for my daily cry, sometimes too.
Just check it in.
It was so stressful because I was already coming to work every day scared.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
that's such a big task to take on. And, I didn't want to let Dennis and Linda down. And there's 65 employees that depend on that place for their livelihood and their family's livelihood. And that's a lot of pressure normally, and to not know what I'm doing. And then to have something like COVID
Yeah.
where nobody knew what to tell you to do. There was nobody to give you advice. And I would call Dennis and he would say, Beth, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I've never had those types of
Right.
challenges. It was scary.
Sure.
It was
We were
really
given a
bad.
lot of advice, which was just keep going, just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, were y'all considered like?
We were able to just keep it rolling,
Yeah.
they shut down our
But-
massage therapists. That was it.
which makes no sense. The
I
whole
mean-
thing, the funny, like there were so many things that were hilarious. Like you could go into a
Hilarious,
restaurant.
it's hilarious now, sad then.
Yes, insane because you could go into a restaurant, but if you were standing, you had to wear a mask. But as soon as you sat down, you could take it off.
So if you're familiar with the Gourmet Shop, we have our cafe, and then right beside it is our
Like
retail
deli
center.
and
Yep.
retail.
Yep. And so we had customers complaining that there were people eating on one side of the shelving, no masks. And then on the
Right.
other side, there were people shopping, and they
Right.
thought that was dangerous. I had to put $6,000 worth of plexiglass up
Just
to
for
separate
that.
them all. It was insane.
That is, I mean, I can't wait
The
for,
plexiglass is still up, by the way.
right, 50
What
years.
am I going to do
spent
with it
$6
now?
grand on it.
What am I going to do with it?
Right. And yeah, and then everybody knows that's just the COVID era. I
Yep,
guess.
the COVID era.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we got through that,
Yes, now you're set. You got tested super early.
yeah, and it really showed me on my staff who was there to be a part of the team.
Right.
I mean, they're some of the best people that work there, and I'm very fortunate.
And your shop is massive.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
The first time I walked in there, I didn't realize how big it was until I walked in. And
That we hear that a lot.
does it seem like a lot to clean and furnish and deal with?
Yeah, so it's about 6,000 square feet, and it is equal parts cafe, retail, and wine. And it almost feels like I have triplets. Like I have triplets that fight constantly with one another,
Yeah.
and I'm just constantly trying to take care of one and then take care of the other with what happened while I was with another one. It's a lot. I love it. I feel very fortunate. I don't want you to think I'm complaining, but it is,
Yeah. Dennis is a big fan of the show. And so he's really looking to make sure that you're doing a good job of this.
Is he going to be like a guest caller or?
He's been texting us.
Oh, has he?
Yep. We got a
Okay.
list of questions that he wants us just to buzz through.
I can't wait. Oh God, this will be good. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, this is separate from Dennis, but
Okay.
who's doing inventory in that? Like, you guys have a lot of stuff.
We do. We have over 47,000
SKUs?
SKUs.
Like, who's looking at that?
Isn't that just
That's
like,
insane.
Our point of sale company told me we have the largest number of SKUs of any of their accounts.
Like more than Lowe's and Home Depot, probably.
Probably. That's terrible.
So how does
Imagine
that?
how fast that POS goes.
Right. How does that, like, do you look at that weekly, or who's looking at that?
Daily. All of
Daily?
us. Yep.
Really?
So the first year that I was there, the point of sale system that the shop was using was becoming obsolete. So there's tons
It
of
was
point
just
of sales.
paper and pen at that point.
At that point, they were just like smoke signals. So there was a point of sale for the cafe, and then there was a point of sale for retail, and then they had a third point of sale that they had to build to bridge them together. Because all these point of sales in the market, none of them do hospitality and retail simultaneously,
Oh.
not on the scale that we need. So when I bought the shop, Dennis said, your first order of action is to get a new point of sale or to figure this out, because we are no longer supported on either individually. And that means if your shit goes down, there is no one to
Right.
call.
Right.
And that is not a
Right.
place you want to be in. So I spent the first year with our IT company on so many calls trying to find a point of sale. I thought, surely there's a point of sale that exists. And he's just being like
Right.
crazy and stubborn. No, there really wasn't. We eventually found this company called Revel, and that's who we use now. And they, of course, have some quirks about them that I don't love, but
Yeah.
we're in it together.
Shout out to Rebel.
Shout out Revel. They actually got sold last week, so I can't wait to see what that
God.
brings for me.
Really?
God, a new rep.
Have you been?
I don't have a
Oh, you
rep.
don't.
and the customer service is in Lithuania.
Oh, great. Love that.
Love that. They're very friendly people.
You just want them. You want them to come. You want somebody that can come on site.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they should come by and kind of look at the system.
Because they don't understand. When I explain to
Right.
them, how it works, that you eat in the cafe, table service, you're
Right.
given a receipt in the hopes that you will then pick up some things in retail and then check
Right.
out all at once. We think the closest business model to us is Cracker Barrel,
Yes.
and they created their own point of sale.
Ah.
And we have tried to purchase it, and they say get lost,
right.
which I get. So now I'm in the process of trying to build my own
Sure.
or find somebody.
What about
Maybe it
Buc-ee's?
What about it?
I feel like they have everything.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
You haven't?
Oh God.
Do we have one here? Don't we have one
It's
here now?
in.
Florence.
Yeah.
That's yours, right? Aren't you in Florence?
Yeah.
How is it?
She
Did it
loves
change y'all's life?
She goes there daily.
Daily.
Yeah, she's a big
Yeah.
Buc-ee's
It's a
fan.
big Buc-ee's.
Does her grocery shopping there.
They have some interesting items from
Yeah.
what I understand.
But they have everything. When you walk in there,
And
you're
they brand it all.
confused because it's all branded, and there's a beef jerky wall.
It's all
and then
private
there's-
label.
Everything's private labeled, but it's just a big mass of everything you
What's
can
your
imagine.
favorite Buc-ee's item?
You like the pajamas?
They have some
silky, like,
Christmas gnomes that I love.
Yeah, in the skimpy pajama section.
Skimpy pajamas?
Yeah, he's
The silk
He
short
gets hot
shorts.
at
So
night.
no like footies. I was picturing like a family set of footy
no.
pajamas.
Oh,
His
no.
is like stringy. Like think
Oh.
of lacy and stringy.
Yeah, think of
Seductive.
men's lingerie.
I'm thinking of it right now.
Yep. He
But
designs
who
it.
knew
He's a
Buc-ee's? What a gem.
It's changed for me travel because the worst part of traveling to Indiana, where my wife's from, was having to stop at those disgusting gas stations.
Yeah.
And you're telling your kids, don't touch anything. Hopefully it's not gross. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's no one doing drugs on the toilet
Hopefully
before
they
you
have
walk
a
in there.
bathroom.
And hopefully it's open.
Yeah. Right.
And then Buc-ee's changed it where you know everything's going to be clean. You know their gas is cheaper than anywhere else. And
Is it
then
really?
and then they have actually good food that you can get and every option that you can imagine.
So it's a family pleaser.
It's
Yeah, people
a
love it.
destination basically.
So are you going to open a Buc-ee's in Columbia?
It's too massive.
Called
When I look
Gourmet
at it,
Shop
I think of the
2.0.
same. Yeah, the moment I look at it,
We
I
just gotta
think of the
serve
same
gas.
issues that you have. Too much point of sale.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's just, it feels like every single day I'm working on our point of sale.
Yeah.
Credit card processing is the bane
Right.
of my existence.
Right.
Ah, it's pretty bad.
What's your hottest item, like point of sale wise? Like, are people
The
buying?
chicken salad.
Oh, really?
Yes, by far.
Yeah, that's good chicken salad.
Let me bring it out. Show everybody here.
So all of the recipes in the cafe, well, I say all, for the most part, the
I
majority.
don't want you putting your fingers in that. Sorry.
No,
to cut
I'm
you.
gonna.
I
I'm
should
gonna
have brought
smell
you.
it.
I just want to
should've
make
brought
sure he
you your
doesn't
own.
do weird
I'm
stuff.
gonna use
to
a
it.
fork
Yeah.
and share one with you.
We're watching you. Don't do anything weird.
Yeah. So all the
Oh,
recipes
it
are
smells great.
Are Linda's grandmothers,
Linda and Dennis.
Linda and Dennis? Yes.
Wow. So this is going back to the 1800s.
They're close.
We're picturing Dennis as 97, 98.
I don't know how old
He
it- yeah.
is in his late 70s,
Okay.
early 80s.
And this is Linda's grandma.
Yeah. So they're all very simple recipes.
Don't. Oh God. I hate. Like, what? Look
It's
at the guy.
so good. It's so good.
So here-
the
I'm
chicken
a-
salad
I'm
is
gonna
delicious.
come back and bring you your own
Yeah, because-
container. I'm so
No,
sorry.
Tom and I'll just
I'm
share
not a
with
germ
the fork.
person.
No.
Like when it's dry stuff. Like this could have. Like somebody could have done something weird, but it's dry.
It's dry, so
But when you put a mouth on anything, he put his mouth on the
I saw-
fork
I saw that.
and then put it back in.
and then I saw you. And
Yes. I
Immediately
just-
uncomfy.
Done. I won't even eat it.
Which-
now I can't. I'm
which
gonna have to
that's
go
what
to
I
the
was
shop.
hoping.
Did you do
'cause
that on purpose?
as soon as I tasted it, I was like, I'm putting this fork back in here
Yeah.
so I get it all.
Yeah, because here's how I think of it. It'd be like me kissing him. That's what I think of as like if I used his fork or even touched the chicken that
Yep.
his mouth was just touching. Done.
How do you feel about that?
I don't
How
think
does that
it-
make you feel when he says something like
No,
that?
I think he's weird.
He wants to kiss me. That's what I
I
think.
feel like we're in couples counseling.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I'm not into physical touch. He's a little too touchy
What is
feely.
what's your love language?
Acts of service.
Love that.
Yes.
I love that.
It's the best.
What is yours?
Acts of service as well. But I also like touching people. I'm
But
a
see-
chiropractor that I just like that.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's allowed. But maybe we are a better sharer of chicken salad.
Yeah.
'Cause now I'm gonna have
I
to.
don't do drinks after anybody except my wife.
And you've always been like that pre-COVID.
Always. Always.
Okay.
My whole life. Like if we were at I was like as a kid at soccer. If somebody like accidentally grabbed my water bottle and
He was like,
drank
I
out
can't
of it,
eat these orange slices. I
I
don't know.
would-
Cut them.
I think it's
I
strange.
wouldn't drink out of my water. I was like, oh my God. Like I would just die of thirst the rest of the camp or whatever it was.
No way.
Is that weird?
Is that it's like a crippling fear, or you're just like,
No,
I don't
like-
need it enough to risk?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where
I
it
don't know if that's weird. I'm
just-
not that.
You'll put your mouth on anything. See,
Not quite.
like imagine him sucking off of that straw right now.
I would
These
never
are the
because
best straws. So
You would just drink right after it like it was nothing. Knowing that his gross mouth that was just on top
No,
of that.
for the record, I think it's very strange to put a straw into a soda can.
Why?
It's just, I don't know. I don't think it was
He's
made
got a
for that.
cylinder. He's got like a cylinder complex. Anything in the shape of a cylinder, bananas, straws, hot dogs,
Is this true?
wieners.
It's, I mean,
The list goes on and
it's,
on.
yeah. I mean, I don't eat bananas like put it in my. I'll break
You'll,
off a
like,
banana
slice
and
them?
eat it. Yeah. But straws are just weird because when guys have a straw, you know how
It
sometimes
is kind of weird to see a guy drinking out of a
Yes,
straw. I
thank
mean,
you.
not like how I'm drinking out of it.
yeah, like it's fine when a woman's doing it, but I've seen guys that are talking to someone and they're trying to drink out of the straw and it's like hitting them in the side of the face.
That happens to me all
And
the
if it
time.
was-
I just
yeah.
keep
I don't
going.
know. It just grossed me out one day when I saw it happening to a guy, and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
I know it's terrible for you. You're not supposed to, but I can't help it. I am who I am. Love me or leave me.
So everything's straw.
Straw.
Like you have a glass of water at home, you're putting a straw.
Straw, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, and you're using your agave straw that you talking
Love
about.
it. Yep.
Do you want to talk about it?
I do. Thank you.
I knew that you
could-
really knew
you
it.
could tell. So, it's very anti-straws these days.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted to honor people that felt strongly about that, but I could not, in good faith, buy paper straws.
Thank
Right.
you.
They are terrible.
God awful.
God awful. It's a bad experience for the customer, and
Yep.
they're not going to enjoy whatever beverage
Yes.
they're buying from us because of this shitty paper
Yes,
straw that
100%.
melts. So Stephanie Newbert, our operations manager, she found these really great, environmentally friendly agave straws. So it's the best of both worlds. And did I not promise you that by the end of our podcast, it would still be
Not disintegrating.
not disintegrating?
Yeah.
It will maintain integrity.
Does it? It has good suck power too, because like on a
does.
smoothie,
It's a
you
big
got to be able
brown
to.
straw. That's a big straw.
Yeah, because some of them break down.
And have you ever seen a brown straw before? Like it's just it's a little off-putting. When we first got these, I was like, whose Bobo ass straws are these? And now I have them at my house. I grab a handful when I leave at night.
Randy's never gone black. He's only done white straws.
I don't do any straws at all.
You hate all straws.
Yeah.
Equal opportunity hater of straws.
I mean, you guys are just killing turtles.
He's a big turtle guy.
Did you not just listen to
You
me when I said it was an agave straw?
Yeah, not anymore. All right. So non-food item,
Okay.
hottest ticket item that you're selling.
Ooh.
Like, because you guys have like, don't you have like a KitchenAid and like?
We do sell
all kinds of
appliances,
stuff.
small countertop appliances.
Yep.
Uh, we-
Knives.
Knives, yes. Cookware, so pots and pans.
Pizza stone.
Pizza stone, and what did he say that thing was called?
Yeah, the shovel. I don't know
The
what it
shovel.
was.
I learned so much when I was listening to that one. Really, what did he say? The wooden.
I don't remember what it was called.
There's a
Yeah,
Dang it, I can't remember. Well, we sell them.
nice.
that's nice.
Yep. So I would say our top selling item. Oof, tough. We carry a line called VA Tree, and it's beautiful, handmade.
It's called a peel,
Thank you. A peel.
a wooden peel.
Yep, a wooden peel. And I learned about the difference between the stainless steel and the wooden. And
Yes. When to use them.
were you guys disappointed when you found out I didn't have any world records?
A little bit, because
I mean, I'm disappointed in myself
yeah, we were hoping between that show and this that
that
you
I tried.
were out there doing some
Unsuccessful.
smashing cans, jumping ropes, something.
Yeah, what would you have as a world record if you could do something?
Oh,
We talked about this. Yeah, if you had to do a talent, what would a talent?
I don't have many talents.
I couldn't think of anything either, really.
I don't have many talents.
Like if you put me on a stage, I don't know what I would do.
I'm definitely not going to get best waitress.
No, yeah, you would carry a
Get
tray.
slightly above average waitress. Yep.
Yeah, that's not going to give me any world records. I don't know. What do you think I would be good at?
I think you'd be a terrible juggler.
Were you a dancer?
I was in the juggling club in elementary school.
What?
Wow.
Scarves. I did not graduate
Right.
that scarves.
Maybe a dealer. I could see you being able to shuffle cards quick and deal quickly.
Hell yes. Sounds great. I don't know how to play any card games, but I'll
Okay.
take it.
A good dealer.
Okay.
That wouldn't be my top like 1,000 things I would think of.
If I was running the Bellagio, I would send you a letter and invite you to come work for me.
Thank you. I would accept. I would accept.
Yeah, you'd be good at it.
I need to go to the pizza convention in Vegas while I'm there.
Sounds
for the
great.
interview.
Is there anything like that for the?
Yeah, so we go.
Your area?
There is a something similar called the specialty, the fancy food show. Yep.
In Vegas?
No, in New York. Yep. So it's presented by this group that highlights specialty foods, so fancy foods, and they have the fancy food show every year. Actually, they do one in the summer in New York, and then they do one in the fall in Vegas.
You need to go to it.
No, so you don't want to go to one in Vegas if you're operating a business on the East Coast and vice versa, because your
It's
vendors
all-
mostly are out of there. And so I can't get cast iron from Seattle. The shipping alone is going to kill me.
Right.
And I would have to pass that on. And I never want to sell anything for more than they could buy it directly from
Right.
the company.
But you might learn something. Like you might meet a person from the West Coast, bring something over there, and then you're really unique.
Wow.
You can teach the New Yorkers something.
We'll go with you. If you need two
Okay.
people to go with you to Vegas.
I need 2 handlers. Actually, I was going to
Actually,
post
we'll-
it
yes.
after this. so.
We are qualified for that.
Are you?
Yep. I bring a note. I'll bring a notepad and pen.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I'm
What
going
else
to
do I
need you
need?
to intercept when someone has
Yes.
me for too long.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll do the calligraphy for all the mail
Yeah.
that we send out.
Do you
Well,
have
we're-
nice handwriting?
I have great handwriting.
Really?
In fact, our staff comes up sometimes and says, I don't know who wrote this, but it was a woman. And I'm like,
That's
no, that's
hilarious.
my handwriting.
That is, are you lefty or righty?
Righty.
Good for you.
Yeah. I don't always write clearly. Like sometimes I have to put my like doctor writing on and just scribble on there. But if I'm writing a letter or something, I'm really
How many letters are you penning a week?
And how much calligraphy are you doing?
So,
Are you
So it
doing
was
like a
just-
pen pal program?
my
Yeah,
birthday
we're-
was a month ago,
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Wait, when is your birthday?
April 12th. And I'm an Aries.
I'm an Aries.
Are you?
I don't know
I
much
could tell
about.
you were a fire sign when I met you.
Is that in my fire sign? Is it because I came in and I was like, I'm sorry I'm late, there was a car on fire? That's me every day. I wish I could say that was unique into this.
But I do handwrite all my thank you cards.
I love that. A lost art.
I agree.
Yeah.
Am
My
I going to
way.
get a handwritten thank you note?
You should.
We'll see how the rest of this podcast goes.
Shit. I hope it goes well.
Well, I mean, you brought us some really great salad.
I'm so
and
glad.
I figured out a way to get the whole entire chicken salad to myself. So
and
I'm happy.
in the boxes are croissants, so you can make a little sandwich. if you want
Nice.
it.
Perfect.
Yeah, you guys have a good croissant sandwich.
We try. We try.
Tell you what else is good. The chicken Caesar baguette, maybe?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'm impressed. Look at you just name dropping menu items. Thank you.
Because I always order 2 lunches.
Really?
Yeah. I
I
just
hear-
bulking season.
So one of the pieces of feedback I get most often from men is that
They
their
want more.
wives make them come and they like the food, but they're usually,
They
still
want-
hungry.
Yeah. That's why I order 2. I don't even take a chance.
I love that. You're my favorite type of customer.
yeah. 2
What's
lunches.
the other thing you get?
Then every time I get the chicken salad croissant.
Love what side?
I go pasta salad like with the tomato.
Tomato feta basil.
Yep.
Or you can call it TP, and the staff will be impressed.
TP.
They'll be like, "This guy's one of us."
All right, I'm gonna put that down.
TP. That's our second top seller after the chicken salad.
Once we steal one of your waitresses as a handler, once we use TP,
You cannot have any.
we're gonna
Look,
get one of your waitresses.
I may be able to give you somebody. No,
and
all of
then-
our people are great.
Isn't there like a basil pesto something or other too?
Yes, so, that we put on the sandwiches.
Yeah.
And people love it so much they will often try to buy it. We don't sell it, but we probably should.
Yeah.
We do sell some other items like the goat cheese house spread.
Ooh.
Yeah, love that. And people go crazy over the condimento.
Condimento?
Condimento.
What's that?
It's
Sounds little weird.
it's like a roasted pepper and olive, like tapenade. It's not for me. I'm not an olive girl.
I don't like olives either.
I hate them.
That's Aries. That's a part of your guys'
That's our
sign.
fire
It's
sign.
my
Yeah, the
entire
fire sign.
personality if it comes on my on my entree because it takes over everything.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Agreed.
No coming back from it.
So you don't like a dirty martini?
No.
Really? That's my wife's favorite.
Really?
Like with extra olives.
Shaken?
You know what? I don't know.
She probably likes it really cold, like a
Cold.
blue cheese stuffed olive.
Yes, she
Yeah.
loves that.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you drinking when she's ordering a vodka martini?
Strawberry. He gets a strawberry daiquiri.
Strawberry daiquiri, pina colada,
That's hilarious.
Something fruity.
Listen, I used to have to make a ton of those when I worked at California Dreaming.
Did you?
It's where I cut my teeth in the hospitality industry. I worked there for almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What age did you start?
I was like 7.
Oh, nice.
I was
Worked
like
your way up.
7. Yeah, I just would walk there.
That's great.
No, I got a job when I first moved to Columbia for school, and I didn't really have a lot of time, but I had always had a job in high school, and my parents were paying for school, and I didn't want to go into debt or ask them for more money, so I got a job working just like 1 or 2 days a week, and then grew it and grew it and grew it, and that's where I met the governor, so I feel like it was
Love that.
all part of the plan, I guess.
Did you meet a lot of guys working there?
I met George Clooney. He actually sat in the same spot that
He
the
was
governor
there?
sat.
What,
Yep.
what was he doing in town?
He was filming Leatherheads. Is that a movie?
Probably.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that was a football movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he good looking?
He was shorter than I thought. Yeah, he was handsome, but
Yeah.
he was shorter than I thought.
People say that, you as a big fan of the show, people say that about us, that we're much better looking in person.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Taller, stronger.
You actually are both taller than I thought you would be. Just because I only ever see you sitting down.
All right.
And everybody's tall to me. I'm 5 foot.
Hey, Ellen,
One.
make sure you clip that.
That can be like a new tagline for the show.
Yep, that's going to be my new Instagram reel.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now, wait, so what was you were saying there was a brand, Viore?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vietri.
Vietri.
Beautiful handmade Italian like serveware, dinner
Oh.
plates and glassware, and it's all beautiful. And we were the first store in Columbia to carry it. And I believe we're the only store still to carry it. You know, a lot of these brands will do exclusivity where another store, they'll pledge not to sell to another store that's within a certain area of yours.
Yeah.
That's getting increasingly more difficult to get brands to commit to that.
Right.
We try not to sell anything that someone else in the city sells.
Yeah.
We're too small of a city to have duplicate offerings. And I would hate to take something away from another store. So we would just find something else if it was something that we really wanted to carry. But Vietri is probably our longest running brand and one that we're most proud of.
So let me ask you this. This is a different topic now.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Do you think the drinking age should be 21 or do you think it should move to 18 and 19 like Canada?
I think it should be 18.
It made sense in Canada that once
I
you're
agree.
a grown adult, you can go to the military, you can vote, you can do anything except for you have to wait 3 more years to drink.
Yeah.
It didn't fully make sense to me.
Well, so we also have cigars at the shop.
Yep.
We have a walk-in humidor. And right after I bought the shop, the smoking age changed from 18 to 21.
Oh, you were
Is
just
it? I didn't
getting
know that.
jerked around.
I
When
mean,
you
it was just like
opened.
one blow after
Dennis
another.
knew all of this, too.
Yeah, he was like, watch this. Watch this, Linda. Peaced out. No, they changed the smoking age, and it did affect our sales a little bit. College kids are not smoking cigars,
Right.
so it wasn't a huge piece of our clientele, but I feel like smoking has become less and less
Yeah.
popular
They're hitting vapes now.
constantly.
Do you guys sell vapes?
No,
How about ciggies?
they're not gourmet. Loose. I'm gonna sound loosey.
You have Marlboros there?
No. Oh my heavens. No, we don't sell cigarettes. We'll leave that up to Buc-ee's.
So who's your ideal client? Like what I kind of think of as Gourmet Shop, it's a great place for really a wide age range. You could be a college student, but it's also like I would take my parents there. And then my parents would do the little look around, buy some shit.
Love when they buy the shit.
Yes, and then you kick them over to the wine area.
Love that.
Take a couple things home.
And if-
is that the model? What's your like perfect age person? Like if you could pick one person.
Well, so that's one of the things I like the most about the shop is we don't have a super.
It's good variety.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places will get really slow during the summer when the student
Yes.
population goes home. And we're fortunate that it slows down, but it doesn't slow down as badly as
Right.
some of these places. The university is obviously a big economic engine for everybody.
Yeah.
But we still see lots of people
Like
coming
work
out.
lunches would be good there.
Work lunches. We're surrounded by 6 neighborhoods, and that
Yeah.
is a huge draw for us.
Dates? You think people take?
I mean, I went on several dates to the
Really?
Gourmet Shop when I was the director of 5 Points.
What time of day?
I liked a lunch date.
Yeah, I was gonna
I say
it's a-
several. I went on like a small handful.
Thousands.
I mean, it was like my part-time job. No, I worked in a quick lunch date, then you didn't have to commit.
Right. That's what I was wondering. It'd be a good lunch spot. Do you guys do dinner?
We do not.
What time do you close?
4:00 in the cafe every
Okay.
day. We're open 7 days a week, 9 to
Gotcha.
4. And then on the retail side, we close it at 6.
9 to 4.
I feel like lunch dates would be weird.
What are you
Because
saying if you're taking somebody on a lunch
That's
date?
what I'm wondering. And you're definitely not trying to get a
Hey,
kiss on
maybe
your
we're-
first date after
Well,
lunch,
I don't.
are you?
I don't want them. Listen, if I'm
Rand,
You would
agreeing to a
never
lunch
kiss on your
date,
first date.
I clearly am not like that attracted to them.
Exactly.
So
That's what I would
they've
think.
already been friend zoned a little bit,
point.
Yes.
or they're not like good enough to earn a nighttime
Dinner.
spot.
Right.
Yeah. If somebody said that I'll go on a lunch date with you, I think I would just say
Wow.
no.
So I guess I'm lucky that they accepted.
I guess they
mine.
liked it. But did it work out with any of them?
I'm
Did
not,
it-
not with any.
No.
Of them.
did it?
Yeah. So I guess your point stands. None of them were successful. But I was supporting small local business, and that was good.
So the person that you did end up dating long term.
Yeah.
Where was that first date?
Ooh.
So I worked for him. He was on the board of directors for the 5 Points Association.
Okay.
And I was our executive director, so I got to know him, and he owns several businesses in Columbia. And so I've learned a lot from him, and we've dated on and off for 9 years.
Wow.
Is that allowed anymore to date your? Would he have been your boss?
He was one of my. There were 12 board members. Yeah, it was a little controversial when it came.
You guys
out.
had to hide it for a little while.
Sure did.
No holding hands during meetings.
Definitely not.
So there was not really any first dates. It was kind of hidden.
Our first date was at Basil.
Okay.
Yep,
Thai.
Thai. Yep.
Yep. Which is you went to Thailand for your honeymoon.
I did.
That was just learned. Excellent. Loved it.
It was great. Basil Thai, it doesn't taste super authentic,
No, it doesn't. But I
like Thai food in general.
I do too. And Sue, that her family or her uncle is one of the owners. She owns a business in 5 Points, so I love going there to support
really?
her and her family.
So that was your first date was at
Our first date was at Basil.
And it was dinner.
well, so I thought
You thought it was a business date.
I did. So
Whoa.
And then Randy,
That's not
and then he,
all-
the
Wow,
guy
we're
goes in
really
for the kiss, like Randy.
we're really brewing the tea, guys. So, there were 2 of us that worked for the 5 Points Association at the time. Our executive director left, and they were talking about promoting me, or if I didn't want it, bringing somebody new in. And he was vice president. So I thought when he, reached out about dinner that it was a meeting to discuss if I was willing to take this position or
Yeah.
if I was going to go or, kind of feel me out. And that was not the intention of the date.
So did it ever cross your mind, maybe if I date him, this is going to be great for my career?
Well, I had a really big crush on him for a long time
you
before
did?
that. So I was,
So you were dropping hints all over the place.
I mean, I
anyways.
wasn't dropping hints. Modest is hottest. I had to keep my feelings.
Modest
So
is
he
hottest.
had no clue that you
Yeah,
were
write
into
that
him.
one down. That's
I
a good
am.
one.
Except we do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
We just talk about how hot this show is.
Columbia's hottest podcast.
That's
Right.
right. So, okay. So I want to know more about what is the director of 5 Points? What do you do? What does that look like?
So the 5 Points Association is a nonprofit governing body that sort of looks out for and serves as like the guardian of 5 Points, the champion of 5 Points.
Okay.
So some of their main responsibilities are to keep the neighborhood clean. So they do that with their Yellow Shirt program, Clean and Safe. All the districts have a version of it. But
Going back behind your alley, just
No,
spraying
that's
stuff
private
out?
property.
Oh.
We're responsible for private property. I think that their responsibility is to keep the public shared spaces clean of litter and graffiti. You just want a comfortable place that
Yeah.
people want to come to.
Mm-hmm.
And so they serve as sort of
ambassadors, feet on the ground, helping
find
find new places for homeless population to hang out if they're hanging out,
on
on
someone's
someone's
front door of their business. And graffiti is a problem. I had
Yeah.
somebody graffiti the front of my store the other day.
No way.
Yeah.
See it on camera? Mm-hmm. Really?
What did they draw?
So he, it was, I think, a younger guy. He had a mask and a hood on, so you couldn't see much about him. But He came in the alley, that damn alley, right after the trash trucks came. So it felt like he was maybe watching the trash truck for whenever they left. So he came through the alley, used the Village Idiot steps, and hopped on top of my building, like roof jumped to get to mine.
He was committed.
He was committed. And then he leaned over the front of the building, like right above the awning, and spray painted 2 tags. One of them I've seen all over
Like
Columbia.
a gang tag.
Well, like, the tag is like their
Yeah.
their artist, their graffiti art
Sure.
name. But I got to spend the next night, Friday night, on my roof painting over it. So that was fun.
Really?
Being a business center is fun.
Yeah.
So you painted over it. You went up there and hung over the edge and painted it?
So I went up there and was going to, we didn't have any paint. And my friend and handyman Hamilton said, get off the roof. I will come in the morning and do it. So I got down and he came and painted it the next morning.
Handyman Hamilton, shout out.
He's the best. We love him.
Is his first name Hamilton?
Nobody
so
knows. He goes by
I
one.
thought for years it was Hamilton. I had only ever heard John, my boyfriend, call him Hamilton. He does stuff for some of John's businesses. And so I just would hear Hamilton all the time. And then I found out like 5 or 6 years after meeting him, his name was Chris.
Chris.
I'm unwell. Unwell. I call him Hamilton. I don't know a Chris.
Dang.
It is weird to get to know someone. I had that with hockey, where there was guys that I played hockey with for years, never knew their first name.
I love that you love hockey. Let's talk about it.
You a big hockey fan?
I am a hockey fan.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I went to a game in Tampa recently.
Nice.
I love
Really?
hockey. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about it? What appeals to you?
I just think it's the most interesting to watch. Like it's very fast paced.
Yep.
It's the only sport I can watch on TV
Really?
and be engaged in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's so easy to like hockey because soccer is so
Here we
boring.
go.
Worst. Soccer's
Here
the
we go.
worst.
Basketball
Here we
is
go.
so soft.
The worst.
Here we.
I mean,
You
other
know-
than like women's and men's basketball at USC is obviously different, but
Do you know if they rank? They just poll women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ideal. If you pick a professional athlete across
Mm-hmm.
the board, ideal sport that they play, men. What do you think they're choosing?
Hockey.
What sport
No.
do the women most often
Would
want?
choose that
in
they're
their life?
yes,
Well,
because
I would choose
the men
hockey.
are the men are just gorgeous goddesses.
No, here's
not
the
goddesses.
Probably soccer.
Gods.
Goddesses, you would choose soccer.
Are we talking
Soccer.
cleat chasers? They're talking soccer. I am
Suckers.
not.
All day.
I think hockey players are the
they're
Yeah.
missing teeth. They're smelly. They're on ice
only if they're
skates.
good. They're missing teeth, and you want one that's good.
So right when I left Winnipeg, I was playing in a league that was way too competitive for
Okay.
what I should have been for my age. And the week before I moved from Winnipeg to Columbia, I got my front teeth knocked out. And so I had this one, I had 2 teeth that were out, and this one I had a flipper in. But my wife,
flipper?
Yeah, you know what a flipper is? Like a fake tooth.
He would laugh sometimes. It would shoot out.
It would fly out. I did one time, and it's always a risk that it's going to be out. But you would just play hockey without it because you don't want it to get re-knocked out.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And my-
Wait, are y'all not wearing mouth guards?
No.
No, I don't. And even a
All
mask.
the dentists you've had on this show,
I know all
They
of them
are not
personally.
happy
I
right
spent
now.
a lot of money in most
they are
of their
not happy with
offices.
you right now.
But the interesting thing was my wife kind of liked it. I was like, I'm going to go get
I'm
my
here
teeth
for it.
fixed. And she's like, I kind of like you missing a tooth.
All right.
So
here for it.
for years, I didn't have a real
Just
tooth.
you and your flipper.
So,
I was,
all right. Then that, here's what it means.
male lingerie is not having a tooth in my house.
So, all right. So then you probably read all those like hockey sex books that are.
I love
Do
them.
you?
Yes.
It's like a massive thing right now.
Yeah, I'm listening to a series right now.
Oh, you got to talk to my wife. She'll give you some
I
advice.
Yes.
love hockey romances.
Allison just told us all about this over the last couple
did?
of months. His wife,
Yeah.
Allison.
Okay. Yeah, she's a big audiobook. girl.
Now my wife's reading these, and I'm like,
reads them.
So I do audiobooks.
Well, she
I
reads
listen
them
to
unless she has a
while I work.
head. Yeah, like you put headphones in then and listen to it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's I work.
it's
late.
pornographic. You don't want
Yeah,
anybody
that's a good
else
one,
hearing.
Doc. No, I work late at the shop because I can't get a lot of like work done
Right.
when we're open. So I will often work late, and it's a lot of
So
creepy
that's why you're-
noises, and like I have to, or it's too.
I knew it. That's why you're into hockey right now. They wrote those about
I've been-
soccer players.
Not for me. They're just not for
They
me.
they have them for soccer players, but,
I-
but guys read them.
I love that your wife is into hockey romances.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Tell us
She's got
solidarity,
this whole
sister.
group text with people that are in it.
What are they reading now?
Filth.
I have no clue.
Fantasy
it feels like
filth.
they fly through
Don't
them
judge
so
us.
quickly.
Judge us
But
less.
she might let you into her book club.
I would love that. Where do I apply?
I mean, she's going to be furious that I'm talking about this.
I know. It's pretty embarrassing. I'm probably blushing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's great.
And I love it.
So anyway, there's not much hockey in Columbia, but I did join a league probably 3 weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
So when I first moved here, the Inferno, which was like a ECHL team, they played, and I went to several of the games, but
Yep.
they're no longer. I wish the team in North Carolina wasn't in Raleigh. If it was in Charlotte, that would be
Right.
great. But
Yeah, my cousin plays for the Swamp Rabbits.
Really?
Sam Durdine. They lost out pretty early this year, but
That's all right.
we
Yeah.
went to probably 4 or 5 games.
That's awesome.
In the last little bit, but it's really fun to go to. If you
So
haven't
fun.
been to a hockey game in Greenville, or Charleston has a team too,
Yeah.
the Stingrays. It's
and they're
fun.
very good. They've won the Kelly Cup.
Oh yeah,
many times.
They're great, and we brought a bunch of people to it that have never been to a hockey game before, and they're texting me. Their kids are now watching the playoffs, and
That's
it's this
awesome.
whole new thing where once they saw it live, they realized how fun it is.
It's the best. It's the best sport.
Yep.
I love it.
I do
even like the
I
lower
like-
levels.
What's that?
Like ECHL
Yeah.
is awesome. NHL is awesome.
Live hockey is cool to watch.
Yeah.
TV hockey, not cool to watch.
Not true. And hockey's even great to read. So I mean, it's just a very well-rounded sport.
Oh man. So all right.
Right,
so
wait, so you joined a hockey league in Columbia?
Yeah,
there's one rink.
Where?
it's in Irmo. Well,
Just in case I want to fangirl.
Yeah, Chafin.
Hey, what are you doing here at 10 p.m. during a rec league?
Don't worry about it.
So I have a
Just being a real creeper.
my friend was he's on the Columbia Police Department.
Okay.
And they were playing the Richland County Police Department in this big charity game. So he asked me to go play for it. This is probably a year ago. That's when I realized that there was hockey here.
Interesting.
And I thought it was just going to be kind of skate around, have fun.
Yeah.
Ended in a full line brawl, jumping off the bench
Oh,
at the
hell
end
yeah.
of the game.
Who started it? CPD or the sheriff's?
No,
The deputies.
Richland for sure.
They're badass.
I know.
Live PD, baby.
Just dirty. Jerks.
That's hilarious. Did y'all have fights in rec league?
They shouldn't be. And then we
Not at
played.
that
So then
age.
the next one, Columbia PD plays the firefighters. And I didn't realize what a beef there is, but they
Tell me
can't
more. This is
stand
the
it.
best thing I've heard all day.
It was
She's coming.
after you were done.
Yeah, are
'cause
spectators allowed? Is that weird?
It was
They got
packed.
some-
It was packed in there. They raised like 10 grand for whatever. I forget what. I think Special Olympics was the charity.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And but it was packed in there. It was loud, but you could tell who the firefighter fans were and who the police department fans
Tell
were.
your wife I'd like to pick that as our next meeting location for
the book club.
Oh, that's funny. I can't believe you called me out on my hockey romances.
Classic. So are you a wine connoisseur with the massive wine selection you guys have? Are you a big wino?
I love wine.
Really?
Love it. I am not the wine buyer. Brian Della Volpe has been our wine buyer 20 years. He's worked for the shop for 20 years.
Brian.
Yeah.
He's getting old then.
No.
Oh, he's still young.
Still
Great
young.
palate on that guy.
Yep, he started with us when he was like 7. 7 or 8.
Does he sample everything?
For the most part.
Yeah.
And I had a wine distributor who was on this podcast
The
recently.
wine guy.
Yep, we love him. He told me that Brian probably had the best palate of anyone in Columbia, and that I was
Wow.
really fortunate to have him.
That's a nice compliment.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
As the wine guy selling you pallets of wine.
Yes. I mean, we buy from several distributors, and I've known Mike a long time. And I used to be a part of the Columbia Wine and Food Festival, or Food and Wine Festival. But he is just good people, and I trust his judge of character. And for him to say that about Brian was really great.
But you have no idea what his last name is.
Not a chance.
Mike?
Yeah.
I do know it.
Oh, you do? He wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us. It is a secret.
I
Well, if
cannot
Amy says
confirm
it,
nor deny.
Okay,
as
if Amy,
we
we have nothing to do with this.
Yeah. But we've been wanting to know for a long time.
it's escaped me, but I will remember it.
Okay.
After the podcast.
After we're off air, I might remember.
I think I'm gonna stick my fork
Now
in a
you're
few
just
more of
rubbing
these.
it in his
I
face.
need to get into
Don't
the other
do
ones.
it. Why does
How
he
do you
it?
How do you
I
deal with
don't.
this?
I don't.
It's unfair.
Well, let's go through these. Let's just talk about a couple of these.
Well, what's your favorite food item?
At the Gourmet Shop, I like the CPA.
CPA. So you
Yes.
got some pesto
Pesto
pasta.
pasta.
Pesto pasta.
Oh, you've got two of those.
Yes.
Okay.
Smart.
We
Let
try.
me see what else we have in here. Pimento
Oh.
cheese.
Yes. Have you ever had it?
Do you know what? Not from here, I haven't. But the first time I ever had pimento cheese was this year at the Masters tournament.
Humble brag. Went to the Masters. Don't worry
No
about
big
it.
deal.
How was that?
It was okay. I feel like I would need to have 20 or 30 of them, and then I'd start to like them more and more.
Yeah, I did not love the pimento cheese sandwiches at the Masters.
Oh, really?
I did
Not
not
as
love
good.
it.
Should I stick my fork in this one
Don't
too right
you
now?
dare.
Did Stephanie make you 2 of those as well?
Is
I
Stephanie
feel like I
your,
really failed
Stephanie.
you.
is Stephanie your right-hand man?
Yeah, she's the best.
Nice.
Let's see.
Stephanie-
Tomato feta and
Yeah,
basil
that's a
pasta
good-
salad.
That's
Yep.
good.
Which
That's-
is also called
TP.
what a guy.
Yep. What else? Oh, fruit.
Fruit salad. All
Now,
right,
what do
talk
you-
to me about fruit
yeah,
salad.
what are you doing special to fruit salad?
Yeah.
You're cutting it.
Comes
And-
from the Gourmet Shop. You don't question. Just
okay.
enjoy the magic.
Special fruit from Gourmet
Special
Shop.
fruit.
Yep.
So the
blend.
cantaloupe goes on the bottom. Does it matter the
It's all,
order?
it's all mixed in.
It's okay.
But here's a pro tip: you can tell them what fruit you don't want in it. Like
Really? See-
I will order fruit salad, berries and pineapple.
See, that's what I want to know. Is there any other secrets?
That's
I want to know all
that's a
this.
hot tip for Columbia's hottest
If I was
podcast.
your,
Yes.
if I was your
Because melons are-
staff, I would be
Melons are-
like, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Trash.
My wife
That's
hates
great.
melons
I
too.
hate melons. They're such a waste.
So shocked.
So many people are now going to only order what they want.
I know the kitchen's gonna be so mad
They're
at
going to
me.
be pissed at you.
Yeah, well, somebody's always mad at me for something. That's something I did not anticipate as a business owner,
Oh,
but
yeah.
quickly learned.
You're dealing
Somebody's mad at you all the time.
with yeah,
All the time.
and talking about you. Usually even like pretty close distance away from you.
Try being a 37-year-old unmarried business owner. They have a lot to say about you.
Yep.
Yep, a
Really?
lot.
What kind of stuff?
Unkind stuff. No, the first day, I bought the shop on the 9th, closed at the lawyer's office. That it was a Friday. Dennis met me at the shop the next morning so that we could tell the staff. Because usually when
Oh, yeah.
when you're selling a business, it's tough to disclose because everybody leaves and there's a lot
Right.
of talk and it's not great for consistency. So Dennis chose, I let him determine how we were going to tell his staff. So he wanted to tell them the next day. And so I came in for my first day of work, terrified.
What'd you wear?
I wore a
Oh, That
red
was gonna be my
sweater,
question too.
Red sweater.
a red sweater,
Power move.
modest as hottest.
Yep, but powerful. Red. You chose red because you're an Aries fire sign.
That is correct.
Okay.
And black pants
And you were smoking a
and-
cigar.
and heels.
No.
Did you go
and
black
no.
pants?
No, I went skinny jeans
Oh,
because they were they weren't chuggy yet.
kept it more casual. Okay.
Well, so I never know if I'm going to be bussing tables or hostessing or, paying bills at my desk all day.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard to get dressed for the job.
Okay.
But yeah, and
And they took it well. Did they take it well when you?
To each his own.
Oh.
But I felt like an animal in the zoo that day because
Everybody is
everybody's just
staring and
watching.
whispering.
And I get it. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing, but that was a tough day.
Did they throw you some food to eat, like at the zoo? Just a little. No.
They were like,
Like
they
feed the
didn't know
giraffe.
me. I was
Feed
a
Amy.
customer, and so they knew me
Yeah.
in that capacity. But a lot of the managers that have been with the Gourmet Shop have been there over 10 years.
Oh, wow, that's
Brian's been there
nice.
20. Emily's been there over 15. Zach and Stephanie are married. Zach is our cafe manager. Stephanie's operations.
Sweet.
They met there.
Oh, they make out in that back alley all the time.
I don't ask
they've done
questions.
some
No.
weird stuff.
But,
in
I
the
mean, maybe.
freezer. Do you have a walk-in freezer?
I do.
Oh yeah, that's where
You
weird
need
stuff
cameras
happens.
in there.
I love to go in there during the summer because it just
Yes.
gets so hot. I'm like,
You
I'm
worked
just,
at California Dreamin', and there was weird stuff that happened in the freezers.
are you telling or asking?
I'm telling / asking because
What do you know?
I just know when I worked at Outback, that was the spot.
Outback. Wow. Let's talk about it.
I worked
How
at-
many bloomin' onions did you see just like destroyed?
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. So the one I worked at, I went to University of Pittsburgh, and I would go to the. They had it attached to the stadium, the baseball stadium. So it was chaos. I mean, just the amount of people and orders was just nuts. You'd leave there reeking of onions,
Of like pumpernickel bread.
and women just would throw themselves at me after
She's
work.
so grossed out.
Well, I swept up so many croissants, crushed croissants on the floor of California Dreaming. I feel like I am going to turn into a croissant
Yeah.
if I see one more. So the smell, leaving the restaurant, the smell is never.
So when you took over then, let's go back to that.
Okay.
You probably had to just fire someone, and then they were like,
Power
all right,
move.
she's the boss.
I did think about it. So it took almost 2 years to buy the shop. From the initial conversation that I had with Dennis where I said, sell me your shop, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to sell a business. I sure as hell didn't know how to buy a business. It was like the blind leading the blind.
Yes.
And also, he didn't want people to know he was selling it, just because then you'd have brokers just harassing you nonstop, and customers and with questions and employees. He wanted to maintain the integrity of the Gourmet shop, and so he didn't want people to think it was potentially closing or not continuing. And I worked for the board of directors for 5 Points, and he was on it. It was just it had potential to be very messy. But it took 2 years for us to figure it out, and well worth it. But it was pretty tough, and I did a lot of work beforehand to think about what kind of boss I was going to be, what kind of manager was I going to be, what kind of business owner was I going to be. And the power fire was definitely a popular topic.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
You
power
didn't
fire.
power fire.
No,
I just think
they were all so nice,
it-
also good.
I think it's just should be an automatic move.
You, and you.
There's always going
Gone.
to there's always going to be somebody there that's like, all right, I'm going to test them out. New boss, I'm going to test them out.
They all test me every
I'm going to say
day.
no, but then once you fire the person, then everybody else who's there understands the line, and they're like, oh, that gets you fired.
Until the next day when you have new hires. We have so many
Right.
comings and goings. It's wild.
Yeah.
Then I'm power firing every week.
Right.
Eventually,
But then it loses its edge.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that every time. Like there should be a reason. I don't think you just choose someone.
Do you watch Bravo television?
I don't.
What?
I'm not like anti Bravo, but I got a lot of hockey to listen to. So I'm
That's
very
right.
busy.
She's so awesome.
I got a lot of
You're
hockey.
my favorite guest.
Here,
I'm sorry, say that again.
clip this.
that has to be added to
She
the
brought me food. She likes hockey, and she doesn't watch
I mean,
Bravo.
she hit all of your hot buttons.
Yep.
welcome.
Here's what I was going to
and we're
reference.
both Aries.
I was going to reference. Do you know? You've heard of Lisa Vanderpump?
I have. Oh, I went to her restaurant when I was in LA.
See, I was going to say, are you like the Lisa Vanderpump of Columbia, where you kind of stroll in, you got your 65 staff, young people?
I do have 65 staff. Is that what she has? Or did I tell you I had 65 people?
I'm not going to tell you where I got that information from
I understood.
because I got sources
You do have sources. Yeah.
behind the scenes just feeding me info
Yeah.
for Dennis.
Your handlers.
But you did tell us that.
Yeah, you,
Oh, I
you
did?
told us earlier.
Like, wow, I'm so impressed. I don't know enough about her to know if you tell me. Am
Well,
I?
you
the
kind.
Lisa
I was wondering,
Vanderpump?
like, do you show up with like Chanel bag, dressed to the nines, kind of sit at your table, have drinks brought over to you, have discussions with the younger staff about their relationship?
Oh no, I do not.
All right.
I mean, not by design.
She kind
not
of
on purpose.
She kind of is like the voice of reason, but she likes to stir it up a little bit too, to know like, hey,
Yep.
yeah,
that is not me.
you don't stir it up.
No, in fact, the managers do a pretty good job at the shop of protecting me from
Any of that
which
college drama.
which I really appreciate.
That's great.
Two of the waiters were dating when I bought the shop, and I had no idea.
Waiters,
think-
both male.
No, we they're all waiters.
Oh, got it.
It's like a European thing.
Yeah.
That Dennis was very insistent that they're not servers.
Okay.
They're waiters.
they're
And they're
waiters.
not waitresses. They're waiters.
Of all genders, they're a waiter.
Inclusive.
Yes. So we're exclusive, really, because everyone. So two of them were dating, and I think I didn't find out until like 6 months after they had broken up and were dating other people. So I appreciate that they don't
don't
let me
tell
get
you.
involved.
I feel like I
Get
would.
involved.
I feel like I would stir up too much stuff. With that many employees and like, because you would probably have like freshmen in college working for you. Like
Yeah,
when they come here
a
and
few.
then all the way through senior.
But you don't want to stir stuff up because then you're in it.
Yeah.
And you're too busy. You're too busy like running and working the shifts that nobody showed up for that day. And you
Right.
need them all to be happy and to do a good job. It's surprisingly very difficult to get people to come in every day
Right.
and be
Oh, so hard.
interested in working.
Right.
I mean, before I bought the shop, Dennis did not hire a waiter for 6 years.
They were just
Kelly and Brian talked about this,
Yeah.
about pre-COVID.
Right.
You know, people would come in and apply and they'd laugh if you wanted to be a bartender because there's a waiting list. Like we've got people in the queue. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up. But now that it's not how it is. I mean, for 6 years he didn't hire a waiter. I had 12 terminations and new hires on my last payroll.
wow.
It's just the way things are now, I guess.
It's
Kids
well,
these
I think
days.
it's changing though.
Going back to how it used to
Yes.
be. Tell me more.
Because I think the economy was so good and there was so much free money that everybody was just quitting and leaving
Free money.
and quote unquote free money. And they just had opportunity everywhere. So it was
Yeah.
hard to stay in a place when you had so much opportunity and you could try so many different things. But as the economy's shifting and changing now, I think more people are staying where they are because there's less opportunity to move.
You don't think that there is a component to that? This generation they're built a little different. If there is something that they don't like,
Yep.
discomfort, they leave.
Yep.
You know, if I didn't get off on a weekend I requested at California Dreaming, that sucked and I was mad about it, but I showed up and I worked my shift.
Right.
That's true. Well,
And I never considered anything
that's
else.
true.
Great point.
That is not the mindset now.
Not yet though. But
Well, if you're hopeful it's going to turn around, then I'm hopeful.
I think it will because I think as there's less opportunity, they'll quit on a whim. They talk mean to me. They didn't give me the shifts off that I wanted. I had to stay 20 minutes late, whatever.
But their motivation is different.
yes.
They're not motivated by money anymore. It's not like an intrinsic motivation. I think it's, experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the issue they're going to have is robots. I mean, honestly, there's going to be a limited amount of spaces because there will be machines doing what a lot of these people should be doing and enjoying and sticking around right now.
There was, I was in an airport, I think when we flew to Scottsdale for waste management, the McDonald's.
Oh, humble drop there.
Well, we were talking about waste management.
No, we weren't.
Calm down,
That's the
Masters.
first time I heard it.
Calm down, Masters. The McDonald's, what was once, their storefront in the airport, the facade was completely covered and it was just a window. So you went to the screen and typed your order in and then it's like almost like an ATM
Yes.
or like at the bank, they
Yep.
would pump your stuff over to you.
Yes.
It was incredible and people were loving it.
I think I love that too because then I don't have grubby fingers Magoo over here touching my food.
Yep.
Oh, taste.
I love
I
a
would
nice
take a taste of
machine.
your burger to make sure it was perfect.
You think there's less human error, so
Right.
it's probably more accurate, more consistent,
so.
timely.
People have been saying that since email was going to destroy everyone's jobs because the mail carriers couldn't do it, or robots were going to get rid of car manufacturing.
It is.
I feel like we don't even have enough people to do the jobs that we currently need, let alone worrying about losing their jobs.
Well, they're all TikTok.
There's a lot of
Wiggle
TikTok
dicking
money
out
out
there.
there.
On the
I
TikToks.
love TikTok. Do you
you?
have a TikTok?
I have one, but I don't even know the last time I went on it.
You don't just check it
I just no.
for joy?
I do Instagram. Like Instagram's like the main thing. I
Instagram's
look at.
normal.
Most of the things you're looking at on Instagram
Come from
were
TikTok.
posted on TikTok first.
Do you have
What
any
got
good-
you into it?
Yeah.
I love it. I don't really know how I got into it. What made me? I don't.
One of your
Obviously, I'm not
19-year-old
posting.
servers.
Probably a hockey. You were probably down some hockey like.
Listen, I
avenue.
love looking up book recs on TikTok
Yeah.
whenever I finish. When I finish this next series, after
Yeah.
I get your wife's book recs,
Yep.
I'll go back to TikTok and
Yep, you're
see
in the
what
group.
see what they want.
Yep.
I love TikTok. It is the best, I think. I use it in lieu of Google a lot.
You just search TikTok for like you're like, oh, how do I
100%.
make a chicken grilled chicken, and you're just like TikTok grilled chicken.
Best way to clean my upholstered headboard.
Really?
Yeah, Googled it. I TikToked it last night.
No kidding.
I haven't tried it yet, so stay tuned.
But
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I guess
Who's a good follow on TikTok? Anyone that you'd recommend?
Oh,
probably Here for the Health of It podcast.
you said you didn't have a TikTok.
No, we do. Well, actually, that one we do. My personal one, I have one, but I don't. That's the one I don't look at.
That's unfortunate.
I don't have Facebook or TikTok.
Well, let's Facebook.
He's super old though.
Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah. Instagram's normal, I think.
It's getting old.
It's getting there.
Really?
Oh, is
Getting
it
there.
out?
It's getting there.
What about-
Whenever I see recycled content, to me, that's like a sign that it's
On its way
on
out.
its way
Oh
out.
boy.
What about
I'm just-
Snapchat?
I don't even open my Snapchat anymore. The young people still use it a lot, though.
He loves it.
They instead of like asking for your number in bars, they're like, "Let me get your
Get your
Snapchat."
Snap. Yeah,
Like,
that's what
don't-
Randy does.
No.
Sir, that is aggressive.
Yeah.
You may
He's-
not have my Snapchat.
I always thought it was like, can I have your number? No, but you can have my Snap.
Well, now they don't even want your phone number; they just want your Snap.
Yeah. So they can send weird stuff. He loves the filters on there too. He's a big filter.
Are you a filter guy?
He's a big filter guy.
Which is your favorite filter?
So do
This
you know,
is interesting.
Do you know what Marco Polo is? The app? It's kind of more of a business
Oh.
video
She
sharing
thought the
app.
game you play in a pool. Marco.
No.
I used to
not
love
actual
Marco
polo.
Polo in the neighborhood pool. I was not the best, but it was fun.
It's a
I've
video
heard
app.
yeah.
So he would always be on there, and he'd be talking. We talked to other chiropractors and friends, and he would always be on there talking about how good he looks and how hot he is and how great
I
his
said
hair
this
is.
hair
You?
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is a couple years.
He would
I
start
mean,
every
I still
conversation
would.
with.
Humble.
He would start every conversation looking at himself. I
was
like,
like,
oh
I
my.
mean, if you got it, you got it.
I was surprised. I would pull it up to shoot a video for him. I'm like, my God, I look great today.
And if you did, you deserve to be praised for that.
No,
Why
but
weren't
here's-
you
good
telling
no,
him
hair,
that?
everything.
because here's the thing. Marco Polo has automatic filters that make you look great. So every
Turns out-
time he was
Turns
fully filtered.
You're the beauty content creator with a
didn't know.
filter. That's
didn't know.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they automatically Marco Polo just like
And
Yeah,
Snap-
I think
and Snapchat
I think
has
Instagram does it too if you do your story.
oh god. Okay.
Snapchat for sure does it because I was taking for a while. I would take pictures with
Like,
Snapchat.
why do I
and
look
then
so
the-
good?
I was like,
people
why?
say
That's what
that like the camera in some of these apps are better, so they'll like take a photo in Snapchat or in Instagram
what
and
he
then save
does.
it to their camera roll.
Yes,
That's
but
your guy
What I'm
right
realizing
here.
is I don't think it's better. I think they filter it automatically.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a real self-esteem buster.
Yep.
Yikes.
So Ella, whenever you're taking pictures of us, let's
Yeah,
go
I
on
have
your
used
Snapchat.
exclusive Snapchat filters today.
All right. Final couple questions.
Do you have a list of pre-prepared questions?
No, this is what I do every time.
I know
I
you
start
always look so
blank.
serious. I'm like, is he really like going home at night and like reviewing these notes and like really
I
like
keep
praying
them all,
about it?
I keep all these because I think it's going to be an art display at some point.
Oh,
Don't you
100%.
think?
Yeah, it's gonna.
People want to see what.
It'll be sold at auction
No,
for
if
sure.
here's what happens: if he gets nervous or he's not sure what to do, he starts writing.
I
Oh,
do.
are you a scribbler?
Oh, I scribble.
So we've
I
had
do
guests,
arrows.
We've had guests say something that was like a little uncomfortable, and he would start
Yeah.
writing,
Like, oh
and
my
then
God.
they'd be like,
Oh, God,
are you,
you're talking
what are you
hockey.
writing? That? Why are you writing?"
Hockey romance. Oh my God, I'm blushing.
I know. I thought you were gonna ask for my recs. I was gonna tell you, what to read and what not to. But
See, I look down and I just start doing this. No, I
you
don't
look
want
so
'em.
serious. I didn't question it for a
No,
minute.
but when things pop in my head, I don't want to forget them. So I do like little notes, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to interrupt like Randy.
Yeah,
He
I just
can't-
interrupt
He just
automatically.
interrupts.
I'm a terrible interrupt.
So
Oh, I
then-
just did it again. I don't mean to, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I write it down, so I go, oh yeah, remember the appliances or whatever we
Oh,
were talking
shit,
about.
yeah,
and
we
then-
never came back to
See, or like your favorite food. It's like, okay, we got to come back to that at some point. My question was, what's the right order if you're taking somebody on a lunch date to Gourmet Shop? What's the right order?
Like
Male, female. Like, what should the female get? What should the male get?
You send him a
Is it-
snap and ask him for lunch.
Yeah.
Or would you go 3 o'clock? Would you do a 3 o'clock?
well, is it a
lunch
weekday
date?
lunch or is it a weekend lunch?
Saturday.
That's a
'Cause
big
you're hope-
commitment. I only ever gave weekday lunches.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
you get a 40-minute lunch,
Yeah.
and I'll let you know if
See if
you'll
we
get a
want to
second.
see if this is going to Saturday.
So because it's a weekday lunch, you can't drink
No drinking during the week?
during the week lunch date.
Oh, you're saying it's not appropriate.
I mean,
It's legal
You would
to.
sell it to them.
You sell it.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, but like
Okay.
I'm just thinking when I worked for the governor's office, I did not booze on my lunch breaks.
yeah.
So that's kind of like a
That's
lame.
probably a red flag. Say the guy orders a Budweiser.
And his hands are shaking, you
His
know?
hands are
That's
shaking.
red flag.
Yeah. Okay.
Beige flag to red flag.
So you think girl orders like a chicken salad?
She'll
And a
probably order
soup.
like a seasonal green salad or something. Yeah.
And then like a soup.
Yeah.
Your soups are good too.
Thank
that
you.
tomato bisque.
So good. My favorite is the roasted red pepper. So underrated.
Do you guys make the bread?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. So we buy it from a bread program, comes par baked,
What's that mean?
and we so
Half-baked?
it's essentially yes.
And then you just heat. So you heat it up.
Yes, yes, but it is. So no, we don't make our own bread, but we
Got it.
bake it every day. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a very particular bread program, a French program that the owners felt very strongly about, and so that
Sweet.
was. And for a while during COVID, they stopped,
Ooh.
and so we were really screwed. It
Yeah.
was bad.
You went to
we were
Wonder Bread.
scrambling. Not quite Wonder Bread. But there was a time where you would come to the gourmet shop and the croissants were like this big. It was awful.
That's
dark
a
days.
3 lunch order at that time.
Well, I would think that the woman would probably like cut it in half and then share it with him. I think that was the
that's
best part.
sweet.
The best part about dating was my wife, when she was my girlfriine, would always cut it in half.
And
So I would get
share
my
half.
full meal.
Now
and then
she's
I would
like,
get half.
"Get off my plate."
Yeah, now I have to be
She's
like
like,
Tom
"Don't
and
touch
order
me."
2 meals.
I like leftovers. I will take my food home from dinner and I usually will eat it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
eat my leftovers.
Yeah.
That makes me mad when
That's
people eat my leftovers.
That's a red flag.
Super red
There
flag.
needs to be communication. If you want to eat somebody's leftovers, you
There's
need to
no guy
communicate.
out there that's not going to eat your leftovers.
Eat my
though.
leftovers and see what happens.
Yep.
Oh,
I
That's
love
why I live alone.
Yeah.
No,
Too many. Yeah.
John and I lived together for a while, and his brother lived there at the time, and his brother knew how much it would upset me. So Jeff would come down and eat my leftovers every time I had them, just to
Dang.
remind me he could.
Really?
Yeah,
So you lived with your brother-in-law, or
Possibly.
just for a little bit.
quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He moved out shortly after, and yeah, but he's great. We love Jeff.
And then what would be a masculine order though?
Oh, a masculine order.
Because you guys don't have burgers, right?
We do not.
Yeah.
And we don't have a fryer, so we're not like a burger and fries
Right.
place. I think one of the paninis, the CPA, is my favorite.
Okay.
That's a manly one.
See,
What you need? You
Randy
look
would
distressed.
get. He would get like a pasta.
I think the most masculine thing you can order is just whatever you want and don't
whatever
care
you-
what anyone
rip
else
and rip.
thinks. Yeah,
Well,
I would be like, I don't care what.
You
if
order a little
think-
French cheese. I will not judge.
He'll have a half salad and a
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
I'll have a beer without
We
a
don't do
straw.
half. We don't do half salads. That's DePrados.
We make fun of our friend because he literally doesn't eat much.
Is this the same friend that sleeps in the bathtubs?
That's a different one.
We gotta talk about what makes a good friend and what makes a not good friend.
Seriously. In how
I'll
the
start
guy-
helping you pick some better.
He's a hockey guy though.
Oh,
you'd
is
love
he?
him. You'd like the bathtub guy. He's
Is
a hockey guy.
Is he a
Yeah,
hockey
he's a
guy
big
too?
hockey guy.
Love-
Oh yeah.
I love this. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
he
meet him
got
at the
us-
rink.
He's out of Cincinnati. When he's in town, we'll stop by the gourmet shop.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Perfect.
Thank you. But wait, may I ask you a question?
Oh yeah, for
So-
sure.
You came here from Canada,
Yep.
and you came here from Pennsylvania.
Yes, Erie.
Why?
I grew up always we vacationed down here, Dirty Myrtle.
Oh,
Ugh, I know, but
I'm
that
sorry.
was my family.
I know.
And so I just love the Carolinas. We did
Yeah.
Dirty Myrtle. We did
Did you go like Outer Banks?
Outer Banks.
Yeah.
That was the other one. So when we graduated from chiropractic school, we just wanted like good weather.
Mm-hmm.
The friend I'm talking about who orders a half salad and splits it with his wife.
What a jerk. I'm just kidding.
He like put together a spreadsheet that was like, all right, we want to be near cities, we want to have an airport, we want to have a big college, government, and it was like
that.
Columbia checked all the boxes. It was
love
unreal.
that.
Yes.
Wait,
It-
so did a few of you move at the same time?
so myself and Mark and Sarah Losby moved. Yeah.
Mark is bathtub guy.
No, that's Ryan.
I need to write this down.
Mark is
We'll draw
good.
a
Sorry.
spreadsheet.
Mark's good skin guy. You've heard us reference good
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
That's Mark.
What's the secret?
We've asked him, and we're sure
He's
has.
gatekeeping.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has a regimen. He's not sharing. He just says he drinks a lot of water.
I'm sure he does, but that is not all he's doing.
No, he's like scrubbing his
He's
Skin,
exfoliating.
yes.
He's using AHAs and
Yes. He's,
BHAs and
yes.
all the things. LED
Yes.
light masks.
Yes. He's got all of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing all of
He's
that.
probably sleeping on a silk pillowcase like a king.
Right.
Love that.
Guy's a pervert.
What a jerk. Does he listen to this podcast?
Oh, yeah.
He gets tagged in
Sorry
this
to
all the
gets a
time.
lot.
all of
He
their
gets a
friends.
lot.
And I'm just throwing insults
So really,
at them.
there isn't a lot of masculine food orders at the Gourmet shop.
Are you trying to tell me that I need to add
Or
something?
we might need something beefier.
So somebody left a Google review this weekend that said he and his wife shared a pizza. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We don't sell pizza.
Really?
Yeah,
Was it a 5-star review at least?
I think so. I think I saw pizza and like blacked out, and then I just
That's great.
yeah.
So you
So
respond, and did you respond to it? I'm glad you
Steph-
liked our pizza.
Come on back.
glad you had a great experience. Not sure where you went or what you ordered, but Stephanie does all of our Google review responses. Those reviews are tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
y'all
you
have
get-
to deal with it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ours are all 5 stars, so it's kind of easy, but
Yeah, it's
I
lonely
can
at the top.
imagine. I can imagine.
For those of us that don't always
Can't
get 5
even
stars,
imagine a 4. But yeah, no, restaurants get
I hope you never have to experience that hell.
No, restaurants get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah,
For sure.
And
it's
and
pretty
unfairly because like you said, sometimes they've never even been there and you just get a comment and nobody knows that but you.
Yep,
Like
or
I would
they're
read
being-
that and be like, "Oh, they had a pizza."
yeah. And somebody's gonna see that. They're gonna come in and they're gonna be like, "We came for the pizza."
Right. Yep.
And I'm gonna send them in the alley to the Village Idiot, and hopefully Brian will be back there with
Toss
his
him.
flair.
That's
Yeah.
right. Setting
His
world
flair.
records even more.
I should ask him to teach me. Did he do any demonstrations for y'all?
We have to go down. We need to go down there and just get behind
Take
the
a
scenes.
class.
Y'all want to do like a celebrity appearance at the
Yeah.
Gourmet shop?
Yes.
That'd be fun. Red
can-
carpet. You guys have a red carpet area?
Yeah,
I'll
an
get
apron?
one for y'all.
Yeah, we'll
Do you
bring
have
our
an apron
handlers.
too?
I have. You can wear one of my aprons.
Yes.
I have a lot.
It's all he's gonna wear though. He's only wearing an apron. and
I'm not
that's
here
it.
to judge what this man wants
He's
to
gonna
wear.
bring a hockey stick too.
And maybe his
I wear a
special
hockey helmet and
and his
an
special
apron.
pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Jam. His
Magic
Bucky's. Bucky's. Those are for his wife's eyes only.
All right, last thing for me was, what do your meetings look like? Like, what does your week encompass in the restaurant world? Because we know restaurants they're hard because you have stuff that goes bad. So and you guys keep probably a good, your volume probably stays, as you mentioned, pretty good. But certain ebbs and flows in restaurants are rough. What does a week look like for you, and like even your day to day?
So, in terms of waste in particular,
Waste, meetings, management, the
Just a
whole
day
nine.
in the life.
Yeah, day in the life. You wake up, you do some bicep curls in the mirror. After that, yeah, actually, what
do
are
I
you
have
do-
a bicep?
You have pretty
What are you doing?
strong arms.
Wait, where are you working out?
Bussing tables.
Really? You don't have a Reggie at the gym?
I know. I went to Bar 3 for a really long time,
That's
and I
tough.
got out of it. I live literally right across the street, so I need to start getting back into it. I just ride my Peloton at home,
Yep.
and then I walk up and down the Gourmet shop 1,000 freaking times a day.
Bicep curl.
Thanks for saying I have a nice bicep.
Pretty good.
You guys are great. Every day is very different. It's one thing I enjoy about my job now. I have no idea what the day is going to look like for the most part. But recently it's looked a little bit different. I was asked to be an ambassador for the city of Columbia with Experience
Sweet.
SC.
Oh, that's cool.
It is. It's really cool. I'm very lucky to do it. I love our city, and so I love talking about it and highlighting it and being a part of promoting it to other people. But that has taken up some time lately and has pulled me out of the shop. So then that means I have to go there at night and catch up and,
Right.
and do things then. Catch graffiti artists live,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the act. But every day is very different, and it keeps it exciting. And hopefully one day I'll be trying to move between different Gourmet shop locations. And so
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? Like you want to open up another one?
that is a goal.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if the plan.
Yeah.
Interest rates are so high right now.
Randy and I will help you out.
Oh, thank you.
We do a little
be
venture
fun.
capitalism.
Do you? Some angel investors here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, who was
not?
your last investment?
We can't, we signed NDAs. We can't speak about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
understood. Discretion is everything.
Really secret. Yeah.
Yep. But we may own 70% of Village Idiot.
and all their future franchises. They didn't read the paperwork very
That's
well.
amazing. I love them. I laughed out loud during that podcast more than I have in a long time. That they're funny.
They were great.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's my final question. How can people who are listening support you, or how would they reach out to you? Whether, obviously, go to your shop and
Yeah.
eat there and shop there.
Yeah.
But if they want to work with you or work for you or events or anything like that.
I love that. So, I'm at the store pretty much 7 days a week. If I'm not on the floor, then I'm in my office. So just come back to the wine section and tell Brian that you're there to see me.
Yep.
But, I have a tremendous group of people that are on my management staff, and they are so excellent. So if there is anything that someone wants to do or connect with us to do future partnerships, I would refer them most likely to Stephanie. But I'm very thankful for the customers we have, and Dennis and Linda built something really special in the Gourmet Shop, and I love being a part of it.
Great.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Here
We're here for the health of it.
for the health of it.